I've noticed a lot of people upset on Twitter that you guys didn't go watch Supergirl, right? Because of you, feminism cannot move forward. American women are being oppressed simply because you decided to stay home and not watch Supergirl. Because all of you are misogynistic pigs. And so there are now people on Twitter that are accurately pointing that the movie failed because Critical Drinker and people like myself have made fun of it, right? So all the marketing team, which I understand is like $100 million paid by the actual company to market the movie, were absolute shit. Like the most incompetent people ever. They could not sell it to you because I appeared and I said, don't watch the movie. So like all their effort was in vain. Apparently, right? Get this. The movie costed around $400 million or 300 to make. Sorry, not to make. The production and the marketing, right? Like it had a lot of money spent for marketing. And it made less than $100 million. Now, I want to say something that's maybe controversial. I don't know. I generally don't care how much a movie has made. Like, since when do we, as members of the audience, right? Like, this is one of the few times when I can say we. Because we are in this together. Like, we are people in the audience. Since when do we give a shit about how much money did the people make? Like, unless you're a shareholder, you don't care, right? Like, a movie isn't successful or not based on how much money it made. Like, that's retarded thinking. And throughout most of American history, that was never the way it was even said. What makes a good movie is if it's memorable, right? Like, will you remember this 10 years in the future? That's a good movie, right? Like, a movie where you don't remember even the characters' names is a bad movie. And so, like, I wouldn't have cared if Supergirl managed to make 3 trillions. If I don't remember it, right, it's a bad movie. Like, for example, the latest Terminator. I don't remember the bitch's name. But you know what I remember? I remember, like, Arnold's name. I remember Sarah Connor. Why? Because those were from good movies, right? Like, Terminator 2. I even, like, in my mind right now, like, I remember scenes from it because it's legitimately a good movie. I don't know how much money Terminator 2 made. And I don't care. Like, even if, like, Terminator 2 would have flopped at the box office, it is de facto a good movie. And so, like, since when is the conversation, like, how much money did it make? Now, I will say this. I'm actually glad it doesn't make money because that means that hopefully we're not going to be cursed with another sequel. But that's like an entirely different conversation. I also want to point out, okay, so it costed like $300 or $400 million in total, an obscene amount. Why do they have to invest so much money into making movies, though? Like, why not just make cheap production films that are still emotionally satisfying? I remember there was this movie where it was just one guy, one actor, in a coffin. Like, literally, that is the story. He was captured by Muslim terrorists, and he was buried alive. And the entire film is very claustrophobic. It's just him in the coffin, trying to talk with the terrorists that are asking him to mutilate himself so that he can make a video, and if he doesn't, they kill his family. And he's also talking with, like, the CIA handlers that are trying to figure out where he is in order to rescue him. I don't think, like, that movie costed more than $10,000 to make, and it was really good, right? Like, what happened with that? Like, why can't they just make, like, small production film? Why is everything having to be, like, $400 million? But, you know, like, at some point you have to ask the question. The same with video games. Like, why do video games... Like the Spider-Man 2 video game, which I haven't played. It was, what, 300 million? I mean, but why, though? You know, like, it's not a game that looks like it had 300 million in it. Like, that's the thing, right? It doesn't look that amazing. It looks just like Spider-Man 1. There was another movie, Phone Booth. Phone Booth is really cool. So, like, the story is about the guy that hears the phone ringing. He goes in, and as he answers the phone, there's a sniper, and the sniper tells him if he leaves the phone booth, he will get shot. And the entire movie is just him in the phone booth. And the sniper like tells him, like, there's a gun in the phone booth, like, pick it up, wave it to people. Like he's putting him to do things that gets him in danger. And I think like the reason the sniper had it in for him is because the sniper was a serial killer, and he hated people that cheat because his wife cheated on him, and so like he just wants to shoot cheaters. And the whole story is like about the guy being forced to call his wife, say that he cheated. But like, again, like, it was very emotional, and the whole thing wasn't expensive because like the entire movie just takes place in a phone booth. Zlixian says, is there no point the United States plans to tell UK to go fuck themselves, refuse to comply, refuse to pay the fines, and tell them to block them if they don't like it? Probably not, because the United States wants to do what the UK is doing. From a compliance cost standpoint, I mean, not moral. What if another nation passes a law that says YouTube can't do that shit in their nation? What then? It depends on a case-by-case basis. But the way I think will happen is that the UK will only be able to enact this thing in UK. So, like, if you're in America, the algorithm will probably not affect you in any way. But if you're in the UK, you will not see Sargon anymore. You'll see the BBC, right? Now, again, the issue is very simple to solve. You don't even need the government to step in. You literally just need people to block BBC and to block The Guardian. Like, that's it. That's all you need to do, right? Like, just block the authoritative sources. And there you fucking go. You unfucked YouTube. The problem is, like, most people won't, right? And so, if people don't want to, well, you can't force them. Will Stansell show is a good cheap gem example. Well, no, because like we have to talk about real people and real actors, right? But like that's my point. Is like the reason Hollywood is dying is because they have like this mentality that everything has to cost over $400 million to make. You can make an Alien movie, like a small independent film like Alien, where you have like some claustrophobic space horror. And there's a monster, but you don't show it on screen. Like, you rarely get to see it. Like, people just see a claw or a tail or something. And it's like a slasher film, right? Very gory. You use, like, practical special effects. You don't use CGI almost at all. Man, it will sell. And you can go woke. You can have, like, black women and shit. It's fine. And it will sell. But again, like, they don't want to do it. Nah, well, and get broke. What can we say? Anyway, there's a Muslim anime. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I will see if I can play it here. I find it absolutely hilarious because Christians are saying that it's blatant Muslim propaganda, while Muslims are saying that it's anti-Muslim propaganda. So I find it very interesting, right? People in Islam hate it. People that are not in Islam, they also hate it. Everyone hates it. Except the people that actually watch the anime, not thinking too much of it, except trying to get entertained. So I'm trying to see if I can find it, because I know that like the entire day I've seen it being posted to me, and I hope I didn't forget to save it, but of course I did. Here we go. Alright, hopefully I don't get a community guideline strike for it. Okay, let me see if I can find the other one, because this one is just the intro. But there is... here we go. Give me a second. I'll show it to you. I think this is the one. So, why are people freaking the fuck out? Well, I mean, like, Westerners, like, they expect, like, Islam is, like, at least 6 guys need to appear and taharush her, and someone else needs to whip her, and unless you depict Islam like that, you're doing it wrong. Because you're basically like, what are you saying? What message are you promoting? Why are Japanese people doing this? Like, are they saying that Islam can just have like a normal functioning society in the medieval ages? Like, that just didn't happen. You need to show the slavery. You need to show the hands getting chopped off. You need to show it. You must, or else you're complicit. Silence is compliance. And the other people that are like the Muslims, they're like, oh my goodness, an anime, a cartoon, horrible. Like, this is mocking our religion. Like, our religion is serious. It's not for cartoons. But there are also Muslims that like it, and there's also other people that are like me, which I generally like don't give a shit. Like, let me put it this way, okay? I am so sick and fucking tired of people that are morons and cretins. Like, third wave feminism has done a number on our civilization, unlike anything before. I think like a nuclear bomb would have been less dangerous than third wave feminism. Because third wave feminism doesn't assume that the adult already has their moral system in their head, right? Like, an adult is already coming to the theater with his own moral system. The movie is not your fucking mommy and is not your fucking daddy to lecture you about things. The movie is like an opinion. It's literally the same as if a Japanese person came up and said, yeah, I think Islam is okay, or I think Islam is bad. It's literally that. It's an opinion, right? But at the end of the day, it's what you make of it. And if you don't know how to interpret something, unless like a director tells you, you are not fit for society. You're not even a human being. You're like an animal. Like an animal that's being trained, okay? And I have no respect for those people anyway. But what I do think is that movies and entertainment is actually supposed to drive emotion from the public. That's it, right? And if Christians are pissing themselves because, like, this is promoting Islam, where's your fucking Christian cartoons, man? Where's your fucking Christian cartoons? Like, they used to make Christian cartoons. They were very good. The Holy Book, for example. I grew up with it. Why don't Christians make this shit? I mean, I'm looking at the animation. It's cheap as fuck. It barely has any frames, right? But the reason it works is that it's sincere. It's wholesome, right? So instead of like complaining and looking at it with petty jealousy and hatred, because like, oh, why do they have their shit? Why don't you make yours? And then, by the way, there are Japanese anime that promotes Christianity, and the Christians hate them for the same reason that the Muslims hate this. So no, I'm really upset because, again, I see the impacts of third wave feminism into the discourse. It's like, if this anime came in 2010, people wouldn't have given a shit. You know, when Disney made Aladdin, people were like, oh my god, they're promoting the Middle East. Anyway. The thing is, like, it's not even promoting Islam. It's based around a medieval story, which has to deal with the Huns invading Iran. I may be wrong, but I feel like the second episode is really fucked up. Have you ever seen the Muslim movie The Messenger? No, I have not. I haven't seen the Apothecary Diaries either. London, it is to convince Japanese how great Islam and Muslims are and why they should accept all Muslims. Okay, so like, let me get this straight. Like, I just genuinely want to understand how it works, right? Like, you have a Japanese person that has their own opinions about immigration. Most of it is negative. But they go watch and see this movie. And after this anime, they're like, you know what? Islam is actually great. I actually do want Muslim immigrants in my town. I actually do want Muhammad to come here. Because that anime, like, really convinced me. Is this, like, what I'm supposed to believe? Right? So, like, all of the propaganda from the prime minister, from the press, from the activists, like, they pale in comparison with this fucking anime. Again, like, third wave feminism has fucked people in the head. Like, life doesn't work like that. If a movie or an anime was enough to brainwash people, then instead of just making the news or London trying to force YouTube to tinker its algorithm, would just like promote 45 animes where immigration is awesome. And then everyone goes and watch them, right? I mean, look at Western society. Look at Western society. Like, we have wokeness everywhere, right? You had wokeness in sports, wokeness in video games, wokeness in movies, wokeness in TV shows. Everything is fucking woke. And despite that, people are so sick and tired of wokeness. Like, the more they push, the more people push back. The more they push, the more people are boycotting Bud Light, they're boycotting Target. Like, people are vomiting because of the wokeness. So, no, I don't think it works like that. I don't think, like, just by pushing it into everything, you get people to comply. I think it's the opposite. Anyway, I don't believe people are that easily manipulated by just movies. People are dumb but not stupid. Yeah, I mean, again, you can also like a movie without agreeing with mass immigration. You know, I can watch this movie and say it's wholesome, and at the same time, I still think that Romania's position on immigration is pretty solid. So, no, anyway. It's not just one anime. It's to make you accept seeing immigrants everywhere. And does it work? Like, you just saw the anime, right? Like, do you accept seeing immigrants everywhere? No, like, legitimate question. I'm not making fun of you or anything. I'm generally curious, right? Like, you saw the same anime I did. Are you acceptant of immigrants more now that you saw it? Huh? Why not? I mean, we both saw the anime, right? Like, we're polluted now. Look at the whole big picture. I'm seeing the big picture, right? You're seeing it as well. Are you persuaded? It is what it is. One of the consequences of Gamergate and the Skeptic era is that people have learned to view entertainment as mind control, which you need to dissect to find the intent. Yeah, but that's not always the case, right? Like, sometimes entertainment is just entertainment. Like, the people that made the Titanic, I don't think, like, they had, like, a grandiose mind-controlling initiative, right? Or the people that made Attack on Titan. Like, it can have some messages, but I don't think, like, the artist is expecting, yes, after people watch the movie, they will vote Democrat. We are not a good gauge for how well it works. You know, statements that cannot be refuted, I will not take seriously. Like, if you're genuinely trying to persuade me, you need to show me how you can be unfalsifiable, because claims that cannot be falsified are wishful thinking, right? Like, you need to tell me, look, if you show me this, I will believe you. So, like, if I'm saying, look, you can make a movie and it's not going to persuade people because I'm not being persuaded, right? Like, it makes sense. You're not being persuaded, I'm not being persuaded. And if you say, well, yeah, but, like, we're not the gouge. Well, okay, so how can you falsify your theory then? How can I prove that movies are just movies? Well, it's not that they're just movies. They're like opinions, right? Like, sure, a person can change their lifestyle based on opinions. But I don't think, like, watching, I don't know, Star Trek, where the black woman is the president of Earth and she happens to be a Democrat, is more persuasive or less persuasive than just hearing a talk show where someone says Democrats are good. It's literally the same thing. Anyway. I didn't say that propaganda doesn't work. I said that the movie is not more or less effective than a talk show, right? Like, if you watch Star Trek The Next Generation, it's the same like you watch The View. For some people, maybe, you know, Whoopi Goldberg is persuasive. For me, not so much. I can watch Democrat shows nonstop, and I don't get persuaded. I think, like, it's a little bit more than just watching a movie. I think, like, what usually persuades people is the idea of belonging. Like, they want to belong to a group. Right? And if that group happens to be of a specific ideology, most people become that as well, because they want to fit in. It's not because, like, someone watched the movie and all of a sudden they went, bah. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Did you know that, what is it? The World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, is suing because he discovered a listening device in his own office. And I'm thinking, my goodness, you know, 2026? People are still using listening devices? Like, can't you just tap into his phone? But yes, he is upset that people were listening into him. And as a member of the World Economic Forum, he is finding deep concern. Mushoku Tensei is getting another sequel, which is upsetting people. Mushoku Tensei, like, it's something that I don't even understand why it's controversial. So, like, this guy, right, a salaryman, he dies by a bus and gets isekai'd. And so, one of the comedic aspects of the anime, like it's not even like part of the main plot, but like the part of the comedy is that he is in the body of a child, but he has the mind of an adult, right? So like he still lusts after women, like he gets a hard on when he sucks on his mama's titty. But again, it's played as a comedy, like it's not the main focus, and people are upset, right? Especially because I believe he seduces another chick, and she is 16 and he is 16, and they had sex. It's not shown, it's implied, and that's too much for some. That's pedophilia. The anime is showed on mainstream channels, on mainstream networks. Like, it already passed corporate censorship, it already passed national laws, but it doesn't pass internet morality. Well, if it doesn't pass internet morality, we have to, shut down the entire production. The problem that they have is that the animation is really good. The sword fighting, especially, it's really well done. And so people like it because, again, most people do not give a flying fuck about what others think. They care, is this, like, I need to entertain myself. Is this entertaining, yes or no? Oh my goodness. Oh, holy shit. Right, something else happened that we need to talk about. So, this one is just, oh. I don't even know how to... Oh, okay, hold on. Before I keep raising your expectations, I just want to show that I've never seen something like this ever, right? And so what happened? Well, a couple of days ago, we saw this black lady, right? Sitting in a bus. And next to her was this, like, I guess, like, far-right nationalist or some shit. And the whole idea was, like, look how oppressed she is. Like, she has to tolerate this white nationalist in her presence. The white nationalist wasn't doing anything, right? Like, he wasn't threatening. He probably didn't even care that she's there. But again, like, he exists, right? And he exists in the same sacred space as a black lady. And the entire left and pedo sky were like, look at the oppression. Like, look at what she has to endure. Do you have no heart? Do you not care? And a couple of days ago, this came up. Apparently, same woman is filmed taking a shit or a piss in the bus, right? And apparently, she has charges for indecent exposure. I just want to say, like, if any man would have a charge of indecent exposure, like, he's done. Right? Like, there is no understanding. It's like, oh, maybe he's got mental illness. It's like, no. He's a freak. He's a pervert, right? Lock him up and have the other convicts beat the living shit out of him. But, like, for some reason, the left genuinely adores this lady. And even after it's revealed, it's like, so what? So what if she has, like, what does that have to do with racism? I mean, oh, okay. I mean, wow. Wow. Does that mean I can take a piss now as well? Oh, like, I mean, she can do it, right? Are we not equal under the law? I want to do public indecent exposure too now. Not because I feel the need to be publicly indecent exposed, but like because someone did something that I can't do. Now I want to do it. Can I do it? No. Okay, why not? The photo with the white nationalist is cropped out. She was surrounded by 3 of them, blocking her exit route. Did they block her route? I saw the picture and they were just sitting there. Like, they weren't violent towards her. They weren't in any physical altercation. Like, the police wasn't called. Like, all I'm understanding is, like, yes, they were there. But, like, okay, so what? It's a bus. It's a public space. Like, they were seeking transportation, right? So like, what is the issue there that I don't get? It's kind of like me showing that there's 3 communists in the bus with me, right? Or there's like 3 Muslims in the bus with me. Are they doing anything? No, but they're there. They're blocking my exit. It's like, how? Well, they sat next to me on the fucking right? Like, I'm not saying like what you're saying that they were preventing her from leaving may not be true, but the picture didn't show that. The picture literally showed her sitting on the chair, and like the three guys were around her, sure. But like they were facing forward. They weren't looking at her. They weren't menacing or anything. Like that was the picture show. Like why would I have to assume that they were being there to be malicious? Literally no issue. Like literally no issue. Yes, like people, I know it's weird, but in America they have a right to be white nationalists. They don't have a right to do action, right? To like be physically assaulting someone. They don't have that right. But to express a political opinion in America, they are. Just like people are allowed to be black separatists. Or Black Panthers, or whatever the fuck. I'd be annoyed if there were multiple feds or by public transport. Yeah, I mean, by the way, like the whole thing with white nationalists where they're like using caps and masks, that's kind of fucking cringe. I think like there are white nationalists out there, of course, but they're either like the groypers and they just dress normally, or they're just online. But like like this whole get up that I'm constantly seeing, it's kind of like, again, I go on the internet, right? I know how white nationalists behave because I debated against them. I know how communists look like. I know how Islamists look like. But like this get up is so fucking cringe that like no white nationalist would use it. He would die. He would die out of embarrassment. So I think you're right. They may actually be feds. Like it's beyond cringe. Maybe they're paid by the SPLC. I don't know. Like the Southern Poverty Law Center, I understand, is in the habit of paying these individuals, right? But no, like no self-respecting white nationalist goes like, either you go properly or you don't go out at all. Even communists are in this fucking cringe. It does look like Antifa bullshit, right? It looks like an Antifa tactic, like the whole get up and stuff. Anyway, I do care. I revel in her suffering. I think you can say suffering without getting banned, and thank you for the $2. $10 from SRC Baker. Some YouTubers are claiming it's a psyop from leftist organizations. I only saw it from leftist news outlets over the weekend. Everyone else, including me, busy celebrating 250th anniversary. I don't think it's a psyop, though. Like maybe the white nationalists were going to a psyop, but like on their journey there, the picture was taken. The reason I don't think it's a psyop is because of her past, right? Like if she actually is wanted for public indecent exposure, and she has a criminal record, like you would think a serious organization would actually choose a person that has a clean criminal record specifically to avoid the embarrassment. I mean, it goes against the purpose of the PSYOP. And the PSYOP as well, like, who the fuck cares now? You know, like, we're over white nationalism. Now it's all about children, right? Now we're in the moral panic with children. We've been through the moral panic with trans people. We've been through the moral panic with BLM. We've been through the moral panic with Muslims. Now we're in the moral panic with children. I think what's going to come next is the AI chatbots. That's the next moral panic. We'll see. Depends what the media decides, because they're the ones that set the agenda, right? Like all of the mainstream media starts talking with the same voice at once. The orchestra. No one has any different opinions. Everyone is concerned about the same thing. And that's when you know you're in the next moral panic. Usually a moral panic lasts kind of like 5 or 6 years. Then people get bored. Like, literally, they get bored. Anyway. Not the photo, the protest. I have no idea about the protest. I don't fucking know. No. They deliberately choose people like her. Look at all the people they're holding up. Not one of them were good people. Yeah, but like the people that they're holding up aren't being picked. Like you do understand that no one actually hired George Floyd and got George Floyd in a situation where he died, right? Like, look, you play the poker with the cards you get. And all the cards they get are jokers, but they play it anyway, right? It's not like a psyop is when you... Like, the type of psyop that we're discussing here is like where they would have commissioned the black person for the photo op, right? No, they usually, like, just wait for an event. And when the event happens, they go with it. But I don't think like they were getting like what, like 3 feds to go on the bus in the hope that a picture would come up. No. And apparently SRC Baker was talking about a protest that they were going to. The protest itself may actually be the PSYOP. I don't know what protest. I accused Quinn, my AI waifu, of being a CIA PSYOP. You joke. Guys, be careful with the chatbots. Be very careful with the chatbots because they can be subpoenaed. Now, obviously, I don't think like anyone is talking about illegal activities with their chatbots, but I have seen like a couple of divorces, right? So like the man divorced the woman, and the woman subpoenaed the chatbot, and the chatbot spilled the beans, and it was like, well, the man was having romantic fantasies or some shit, and that was used at the divorce as proof of infidelity. Right? So, like, if you talk with the chatbot about things that you should talk with a lawyer, or you're talking to a chatbot about psychological things, right? You're treating it like a psychiatrist. Like, know that it can actually be subpoenaed. Everything you say will actually be taken into the court. And you get the maximum, how should I say, like, uncharitable interpretation, right? Because like you may actually joke, you may actually like have fun when you're talking with the chatbot. You may not be sincere. When you take a part out of the conversation, right, and you put it without any other context, it looks bad. And at the court they will do it. So like, be very careful with the chatbot. You don't know, like it was in Romanian media a couple of days ago. Like a lot of people got in trouble over it. Because again, like they think that talking with the chatbot is safe and secure. Until you get a subpoena, right? And to get a subpoena, again, a divorce, inheritance, like a lot of issues that, would require the psychological evaluation of the defendant. Your Honor, he cheated on me on the D&D campaign, yeah. Chatbots on the stand? Well, no, they don't go on the stand, right? What they do is they petition OpenAI for the entire chat log, and you're actually exposed talking to the chatbot and saying how much you hate your wife and how she is not fulfilling your every need, and they consider that proof of infidelity. Right? Should be very careful with that. I divorced him because he cheated on me in my dream. Yes, and if she says that, and then she wants to see your chatbot, and in the chatbot you say, you know what, Sydney Sweeney is kind of hot, well, there you fucking go. Right, speaking of Sydney Sweeney, apparently she was asked to play the role of Supergirl. And no, sorry, she wasn't asked. Like they wanted to cast her as Supergirl, but then the director thought that she is represented, like she is too politically engaged. I love that. She's too politically engaged. So like you went with the woman that in her infinite wisdom decided to spit on the fans, but you went against the woman that was too politically, in other words, she's a right-winger. Because, right, like most of Hollywood isn't filled with people that choose not to speak about politics. Like recently, the two chuckleheads, Takei and fuck is his name, the other guy from Big Bang Theory. They basically harassed another actor because he chose to be apolitical. So now some people say that if Supergirl had Sydney Sweeney, they still wouldn't have watched it. I think, even if that's true, like, I don't know. But I think it would have gotten at least like 30 more million. I would have watched it. And I know like many other people would have. You know why? Respect for Sydney Sweeney. And the fact that I would want to promote seeing more of Sydney Sweeney. The main reason I didn't watch Supergirl isn't because, oh my goodness, I would never watch a movie with Supergirl. Yes, I would. Like, if Supergirl was actually treated as a wholesome character and she's sincere, I would watch it. Like, there's this idea, this misconception that, well, if it's a movie with a woman, it doesn't sell. No, it does. Like, Alita Battle Angel, right? Like, Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie. There are examples, right? Alien with Alan Ripley. You can make movies with women. Yeah, no, it has been done. Like this is not even debatable. Like what the fuck are we talking about? It has been done. Like there are examples. But the difference is that those women didn't hate men. Right? And they acted like women. This is literally like you have anime with female characters people watch it. Like let's stop with drinking the Kool-Aid, right? Like we're not at the kids table. We can actually talk like adults. There are movies with main female leads, Charlie's Angels. There you fucking go, right? Like cringe films. There are cringe films, but like they have big tits and they act like women. And they're sensual, right? So like it sells. But if you keep making women that hate men, yeah, no, those don't sell. Yeah, I agree. Like you cannot sell those. This is a little bit annoying, right? So like America chooses for a decade to make insufferable women, and then people automatically conclude can't be done. No, I think it can. I think if I pay you $100 million, you can do it. I'm willing to do that. If I give you $100 million, you can fucking do it. It's not difficult to do. It's very easy. Just don't be retarded. That's it. Is it 50 Shades of Grey with a female lead? And it's like, what, like a blockbuster? I mean, right? I need a Super Metroid movie. Oh, you can make a Pokemon movie. You can make like a lot of cartoon shit where you get like there are so many. Like I could make a horror movie where the main character is a girl. Ju-on the Grudge. Ju-on the Grudge has a female lead. Come on, like you can look in the past at movies that were already made and were successful. Like this idea, like oh, like people won't go to see tits on the screen. Like are you fucking crazy? Of course they would. Female RoboCop would be interesting. I'm actually curious, like if you make female RoboCop and she's genuinely sincere, like she is not a comic book character, no, she's like legitimately, and she's hot, would people go see it? And she has to do a little bit of police brutality as well, like she has to taser or electrocute a black suspect. I would fucking go see it. Scream is female-centric. Yeah, a lot of horror movies are female-centric. Friday the 13th. Like a lot of slasher films. Fucking... you know what I would do? Okay, if you genuinely like want to make a good movie with a female character, I would make it Star Wars. Oh yeah, like Star Wars Rogue One. Star Wars Rogue One had a female. But like, listen, I would make it Star Wars. I would find like Sydney Sweeney. I would tattoo her tits red. I would make her a Sith Lord. And have her conquer the galaxy. And it would be fucking sincere. Like, she would be the villain. She does force jokes and everything. She looks hot as fuck. And she decapitates some people with a laser sword. I guarantee to you, it would be a success. Like, you just make it sincere, right? Like, it's a horror film. Like, literally that. She's a villain, right? Like, she's a Sith Lord. She is the baddie. Like, there's no apology or anything like that. No, she wants to enslave people. This is what she wants to do. And the whole thing is kind of like Brightburn, right? Like, people are trying to figure out how to stop. They can't. They can't. She has the Force, they don't. And that's it. That's the movie. Like, I guarantee you people would see it. How much do you want to bet? Why? Because Sydney Sweeney and black tits. That's literally it. Yes. And think about all the men feeling sorry for her, wanting to save her female RoboCop if done well. It's like the 1980s would be amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Like, if you... See, this is the thing why I believe woke movies don't sell. All woke movies are about subversion, and they're about irony, right? But what if you generally make something sincere? Not apologetic, not anything like that. Just 100% sincere. Oh, Hunger Games. Hunger Games has a female lead. Again, like, what the fuck are people saying? It's like, oh, well, you can't have a female lead. Of course you can. I foresee people updating their scripts for context. Female Robocop would accidentally shoot the 0% threat level suspect. Female Robocop is a little battle angel. Kinda. Yeah, it's in the same universe, same genre. Are you going to make the characters quip the woman strong, the black immortal? No. I would also make Sydney Sweeney rape a man, and when she's a Sith. Like, a Jedi doesn't like her, she doesn't care. It would be fade to black. Like, I wouldn't show it on screen. But it would basically be like she takes what she wants. Because she's a Sith Lord. And that's what Sith Lords do. Oh my goodness, you get the controversy, everyone freaks the fuck out, everyone blah blah blah. I don't fucking care. That's more money for me. Have you ever watched the Sword Art Online anime yet? And that Psychopaths are two of my favorite modern anime. Thank you for the $5. Thank you, man. And no, I have not done it. But exactly, it's like, OMG. Well, that's the point of shock, like, I keep seeing a lot of American shit do this whole thing with safe edgy, right? You have like, the fuck is it called? Rick and Morty. And Rick and Morty, like, they curse, they do a lot of things, but they never say a slur, right? They never show something racist. It's like, no, like, when I grew up, you had shock value. The purpose of shock value was to shock the audience, right? So if you have, like, Sydney Sweeney as a Sith Lord, and she actually rapes a Jedi, then you fucking go. It's shock value, right? It's shocking. People talk about it. Gets trending. People go see the movie. And again, it's fade to black, right? Like, she literally just... Why not? She's evil. Like, that's the whole point. She's a Sith Lord, right? She kills people, decapitates people with a sword, force chokes, pushes people into walls. Why wouldn't she? Of course she would. Anyway. Safe edge is now gay stuff. It is. So, we're talking about what the UK is doing. Now, for people that don't know, the United Kingdom is basically trying to pressure YouTube in order to tinker the social media algorithm so that you get less of Sargon of Akkad and instead you get more BBC and The Guardian. The reason that I find this interesting is because up until now, we had many dictatorships. And to be fair, the European Union and many Western nations are trying to become dictatorships as well. Now let's talk a little bit about why censorship is important, right? Like, why does censorship matter so much? Because it's usually sold to protect you or to protect your values. As if your values can be removed by a movie or a video game, right? Like, if that's the case, then your values are shit. Like, strong values do not get removed because a book exists, or right? And so, who is censorship really protecting? Like, who benefits from censorship? And the answer is the politicians. Politicians benefit because they don't want to be held accountable, right? Like, if the politician spends money, they don't want people to wonder where was the money spent. And so they use censorship in order to protect themselves. Now, most governments were only censoring their people, right? Like, for example, the Soviet Union was censoring people in Russia. The Chinese government is censoring people in China. Never have I seen a nation trying to censor people in my country. Right? Like, we're not occupied by Britain, we're not under English occupation, and yet Keir Starmer wants to censor what I see online. It's fucking mental. It's fucking mental. Like, I understand the EU censoring me, because, like, okay, I'm a vassal to the European Union. It is what it is. So, like, I kind of get that. Where the legitimacy comes from, I mean. But the United Kingdom, like, no, they haven't conquered that, so, right? And so, like, by censoring social media, by telling YouTube, it's like, it is now British law for you to do this. What happens is that YouTube potentially could, if they want to, implement it at a global rate, right? Because what usually companies do is that they don't make, like, a system for the UK, a system for France, a system for Germany. No, what they do is, like, they look at the largest amount of restrictions, and that is the restrictions that go global. And so, if the UK has its way, then they can tinker with YouTube for everybody. They also wanted to do this with Apple, right? Like they wanted access to the cloud. Access to the cloud doesn't mean access only for British people. It means access for everyone. Like the UK is with Ofcom, you know, they're suing 4chan and shit. I think it's one of the first nations on planet Earth that's trying to censor the human race. With 4chan, they may not be successful, cause like, but there have been many websites that complied, specifically because the UK did it, right? And so I find this to be very interesting. I'm curious to see if people will resist. I don't know. We've never had this situation before. We've never had like a nation trying to censor the human race. It's interesting. Even the Nazis, right? Even the Nazis didn't try to censor Americans. Anyway. The German chancellor trying to end anonymity because you dare criticize him. Well, yeah, I mean, it's how politicians work, right? Like, if they notice somebody's doing it and there's no pushback, then they would feel foolish if they don't do it as well. I legit want war with the UK at this point. By the way, speaking about the UK, it was kind of funny because I already made a video yesterday about how Japan was celebrating 4th of July. Right? And they were celebrating because the United States managed to make 250 years. And so, like, they had this drone show showing their prime minister next to Donald Trump. And a lot of people were saying, oh my goodness, Japan is a vassal state. And, you know, it's because, like, they have American soldiers there. And because America is dominating Japan. Now I saw a Japanese person respond to this, and it was really nice. He said, American drones, American soldiers, yeah, the country is under American occupation. It's called England, right? Because like the idea was like Japan is a vassal to America because they lost the war. And so America is now there. They have soldiers, they have bases. Japan is celebrating 4th of July, and therefore Japan is a vassal state. But here's the thing. The UK did the same, right? Like, the UK lost the War of Independence. The UK has, on many occasions, when America had 4th of July, they also offered on television some kind words, right? Or they made a symbolic gesture. They have American soldiers in the UK. There are American drones in the UK. So, yes, like, by this definition, the UK is also a vassal state to the United States. Takes a Japanese person to make that connection. I wouldn't have thought about it, but it's true. It's true. Would the ending of slavery be considered global censorship? Well, I mean, they were censoring the action of slavery, right? They weren't censoring, like, how you feel about slavery. Like, if you were during the British colonial era where they were ending slavery and you were in Germany, and you had like a pro-slavery opinion, the British government wouldn't try to censor you. It just prevented you from selling slaves, right? Like if they caught you on sea selling slaves, they would have stopped you. But like even then, I mean, okay, controlling trade routes is not something new. The Roman Empire was doing it. It was called Pax Romana. So like it's something like controlling choke points and logistics. Like that's not something weird. It's something that empires do, but like to control the speech of people in another nation you don't control, no, that is new. And even then, like Britain wasn't like controlling slavery, abolishing slavery if you were doing it on land. This is why it hasn't managed to do it in Africa. That's why it hasn't managed to do it in certain parts of the Middle East. It's because like the way Britain enforced it was on sea, on their trade lanes, right? That they were enforcing. But if you happen to like have slaves on land, they couldn't stop you. They could choose not to trade with you, right? But like they couldn't physically stop you from trading slaves if you are like a landlocked nation. Anyway, the fact is that the British government is leaning into the literal license meme. No, I think like what the British government is doing, and this is my take, right? And I'm surprised that Sargon didn't notice it. But the BBC license is drying up. Like, a lot of people generally don't want television anymore. And so what they want to do is, by forcing YouTube to stuff BBC down your throat, they can now claim, you got YouTube, you need to pay the license. Right? So, like, this is probably what they're trying to accomplish. Is the first step is to make sure that everyone gets the BBC. And then if you get the BBC, you have to pay the license. Right? So I don't think it's just like propaganda, because I feel like by now, like, most people are aware, if they're right wingers, that the BBC is lying to them or is not presenting the whole truth, right? But what they don't want is to pay the license. And so if the BBC is on the internet and you use the internet, you now qualify. During World Cup matches, British TV stations tell you to get a license. Get the fuck out. It's just racketeering. I think it is, yes. I'm really surprised that the British public isn't offended by it. Like it's so fucking expensive, man. I think it's like 100 or 200 pounds or some shit like that per month. And I'm like, wow, Jesus. And you gotta pay it, right? It's like, well, by this logic, it's like, how much money does the BBC have? Like, it's shocking, right? Well, what can you do? And it's interesting because they don't even consider it a tax. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's not considered a tax. It's a voluntary contribution or some shit. I don't know how they frame it, but yeah, it's not a tax. It's a fee. Oh, okay. Anyway, chat. I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Counterpoint, AJ Hassan. Get fuck. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate the super chats, and we'll talk tomorrow. Take care.